All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome back to Crossfire with SB and Gabi. As you can see, we have a special guest today, but before we get to that, let's talk a little bit about our sponsors. We've got Arm Assassin Strength Shop. See, Gabi's rocking the gear as usual, and still waiting on mine. It should be here shortly. And we got Garage Door Guys in KC. Patreon, Gabi, we have another new Patreon member. We now have 2 Alpha Patreon members. Zane William Nisley and Jeff Frank has joined us as an Alpha member. And as you know, Jeff Frank is the guy that's behind the Red Deer Charity Classic that we'll be talking about in a little while when Wayne's going to tell everyone how he's going to kick my ass. But ladies and gentlemen, our guest today, Mr. Wayne Withers. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine, guys. So appreciate you having me on the show.
No worries, man. Tell me a little bit about Wayne Withers. For someone that would not know who you are, give us some background.
Well, I started pulling young with my dad. He was a short logger mechanic and just real strong guy, all around. And I used to like the arm wrestle night at the house. I would arm wrestle with, buddies at the pool halls and stuff like that. And growing up, I started working in the woods actually full time, 14, running chainsaws and hanging out with my dad and brother. Had a family operation.
Yeah, Wayne, one sec. Gabi, is his audio okay to you?
Oh, it's muffled or it's low. I can hear him, but it's tough.
Wayne, you got anything in front of your microphone by any chance?
Let's see. I got it sitting up kind of, but how about that, guys?
Okay, I think we can't really hear you too well.
I'm not sure, guys.
That's better.
That's better?
Whatever you just did there improved a lot. Okay, continue.
Yeah, I grew up with my dad, working in the woods and stuff, and started homeschooling and pretty much stayed out there from the time I was about 14 to 18 and just gained a lot of power working with him and didn't really arm wrestle from the time I was 18 to about 28. They had a tournament in my hometown, the local gym guys did, and I thought, it was right up my alley. I went and competed and beat everybody, and I said, if they're doing this here, they got to be doing it somewhere else. So that's when I got introduced to it on the internet and started looking at the Northeast message board and started pulling, a lot more than what I had been in the past. But I mean, I was beat for years, in this sport. Even though I could beat anybody in my hometown, time I was 16, there's a lot of difference in that, and playing professional level. But work as an electrician and got 3 kids and like to train, love the arm wrestling. That's about my story.
So, at what point? You said the Northeast board, so that would put about you've been arm wrestling around 10 to 15 years, I would think.
Oh, it's about 12 years. When I first started, that was all you could find. When you looked up arm wrestling training, they would show heavy grips. That was it. Heavy grips, Captain of Crush, stuff like that. There wasn't all these tools for arm wrestling. You didn't see Michael Todd, Travis Bagent, and all these guys doing videos every day. You never heard from them. You knew about them. You might see them on an ESPN showing or something, but as far as seeing all these guys like, these new arm wrestlers, has the privilege of, you just didn't see it back then. And, I didn't know any techniques. I bought a book on how to become an arm wrestler and several other little things. And the main thing that book said focus on is your finger strength. Well, I don't use that whatsoever. I agree with Travis Bagent on that. If you cut my fingers off, I'd be just as good as I am right now. So for years, I trained in the wrong way. And when I finally learned how to train, I started seeing a lot more results, almost overnight.
Yeah. You're starting to get a little muffled again, so I don't know what's going on with what you got that thing propped up on.
I'm holding with my hands now, so guys, we should be good.
We're good now. We're good now.
Okay.
Your hand might just be too big.
Yeah.
So we got going forward. I had known who you were, but I mean, let's be honest. At what point did Wayne Withers start getting talked about quite a bit.
It's only recently within the last year, I would say.
Yeah. So the Matt Mask match, do you think that kind of thrust you into the spotlight a little more?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, I had just won the Pennsylvania qualifier, when I think it was in July. And Sean Hancock said, "Hey, would you pull Matt Mass 3 out of 5 Mississippi State?" I said, "Well, sure." I said, "I can't beat the guy, but yeah, I pull him." And I went from going from about an hour a day to the gym to about 4 hours a day, changed my diet and changed everything. And man, I was in critical shape by the time the match got. I couldn't hardly stand up straight. I mean, I was training back pressure, wrist, everything to the point. I mean, he was in my head so bad I was having dreams about him at night. It was ridiculous, but yeah, I mean, I never thought it would turn out like it did. I figured if I would have got a win on that, more like Jerry Cataract, bleeding out the nose, straining to my death, but I never believed that I'd get that much stronger, in a few months. But, yeah.
Well, so you beat Matt, and then what happens? You just have you done much since that event, or you've been competing around?
I hadn't done a whole lot. Just kind of waiting on the WL, see what they're going to have going on. I've been to a few. I went to Alabama State, a few weeks ago and had a match with Dave Morocco. That was the
Right.
first time I've been on the table, and probably since Matt Mass. So you're looking around 5 months, no table time whatsoever. And I just do better like that. I do better going to the gym 4 or 5 days a week and training my wrist and back pressure and everything. I don't go to a lot of practices, But I guess that's more European style pulling. Them guys. I think that's one reason why they're so strong. They don't. They just constantly stay in the gym and they arm wrestle once or twice a year. I could be wrong, just my opinion.
Gabi, what do you think of that?
I think I used to think that the Russians were more gym oriented and less. They were on the table, but maybe once every 2 weeks is the feedback I got. I know they're a little bit more training regimented than we are, but I don't know if anyone at elite level stays off the table that long. I have to believe that any elite arm wrestler out there is on the table at least once a month. I agree with Wayne. Sometimes I've taken 2-3 months off and everything just heals right up and I feel incredible. But I think that's just allows your body to come back and overcompensate and heal. But I think as a general rule, I don't know if you want to be off the table for months and months on end. Balancing gym and table has always been an intriguing and delicate balance in our sport.
Yeah, it hurts my arm going to these practices a lot because you let guys get in their position, get you on their side of the table, yank on your arm, and next thing you know, you're going home crying, putting, Bengay or whatever on your arm. And to me, I know how to arm wrestle. I mean, I know what I want to do when I get there. It's already in my brain. I ain't got to study that whatsoever. So to me, I just do better, going to the gym. It's very important that I do exercises that I enjoy. I found something that I really like. So, it makes me look forward to the gym versus, man, it's leg day. I don't want to show up, but I kind of hurt my lower back when I was training for Matt. And I started, getting on the leg machine a lot, and it kind of relieved my back. And it probably made me a lot stronger too, because they say it releases testosterone in your body.
Yep.
Makes you all around stronger. So
Yep.
that probably helped a lot.
Ever since you beat Matt, I've been kind of studying you a little bit more. And it seems like you have an unbelievably dominant hand. When was the last time you pulled a guy who took your hand? Has that even ever happened?
Probably Travis Bajan in 2016 at the World.
There you go.
He's the last man and probably the only man that I know of that's ever top rolled me.
Yeah.
But he was just super strong that day, and plus that was 4 years ago. I'm definitely a lot more stronger now than I was then. And that was the thing with Matt. Everybody I pull, I'm having to defend a hook, defend a press or something. I knew this guy was going to go up high with me. I knew that was going to be a bad situation, So I really liked my odds the day of the tournament. I said, if he goes high, I don't think he'll take my hand. And I really worked my wrist a lot, So I felt very confident leading into the match.
Mask was a good win, no doubt. I even thought going in with Dave Morocco, you were favored. But Dave's a stubborn puller to pull against. He's got a really good hand, and he's not opposed to going into like a king's move to defend. And you just destroyed him. I mean, I think the way you beat him, kind of, not as impressive as the Mask win because he's not the same type of puller. But that was still an impressive win, I thought. I mean, he couldn't do much against you at all.
Oh yeah, I believe that Dave's wrist was stronger. I mean, everybody was telling me I couldn't open his hand, and that got me more and more excited about pulling him because I think a lot of people underestimate my wrist. It's all he just got a big hand. His wrist isn't that strong, but
Yeah.
I knew that my wrist was very strong, and Dave he was kind of tough to crack open. But yeah, I mean, I made it work and watched a little film. Watched a little backup film on Michael Todd versus Gasparini. And saw kind of what Gasparini did with his top row, and I kind of, tried to take that into my match with Dave.
Nice.
Same thing with Matt Mass. I watched a lot of film on Matt Mass and noticed that he wrapped them long fingers around the back of your hand. And when you try to use your back pressure, you're just kind of running into a wall. He'd open you up and he'd take the match. So instead of trying to use a lot of back pressure against Matt, I tried to go kind of straight up and over, down with it. I said, I got 3 tries. So, I mean, it worked out real good, If I would just hit for a load of back pressure and not went sideways, I think it would have took the match from me. But I think it worked out really good.
So we got a bunch of questions coming up in the comments section. The first one is, what do you guys think about Wayne Withers versus Marcio Barboza? I guess my first question is, have you ever pulled Marcio before?
No, sir. I've never pulled Marcio. I'd love to. I think if he goes up high with me, it'd be a good match. I'd love to give it a shot.
Gabi, what do you think of that match?
I think if it's straight up with great reffing, I think Marcio has stylistically some trouble. He's not going to get the back pressure. He's going to need straps. He's probably going to fly out the hand to get straps. He's going to need to pull some. I'm not going to say trickery, but he's going to have to be very, very aggressive. I think straight up going against Wayne, he's not going to be able to hook him. It's going to be tough for him in the strap. I actually favor Wayne in that matchup from what I've seen. I'm not saying Marcio can't win. The guy's a fucking legend, but it's not so much that he's not as heavy. It's the fact that giving up so much leverage, and he is a back pressure guy. He's a posting guy, so we'll see. But I don't like that matchup for Marcio.
Then we had another question here, Wayne, for you. If you could only do one exercise to prepare for a tournament, what would that exercise be?
Oh, it would have to be wrist, and it would be a close call between wrist rolls and reverse wrist curls. I'm going to say reverse wrist curls. I did them, and I just about puked against Matt Mass because I had broke my strap. I had put 165 on my strap for my wrist roll, and I broke it days leading up to the event. And I think my last wrist workout was 20 sets of 10 for 225, or it might have been 245. I can't remember. But yeah, your wrist, in my opinion, is the most dominant part of the arm wrestling match. So in my low hand top row, I don't use a lot of back pressure. I mean, I'm going back some. Yeah, I even say everybody says Tyzilla's using side pressure, but I say, when you in an arm wrestling match, you're coming backwards at some form. They might say a side pressure, but I say always train back pressure. But yeah, my wrist just goes up and over against Matt. If you see, I'm not using a lot of back pressure in the match, but yeah, that would be my my advice for key workouts in the gym. But I set up I find a flat bench that nobody's using, maybe a decline bench. I put my Olympic ball on, put weights on one side, set up my strap, put my weight in the bottom, and go around to a squat rack that nobody's using. Set up my reverse wrist curl, and I leave that there through the day if I'm there 3 or 4 hours or whatever. And no matter what I'm doing, if I'm doing bench pressing, back pressure, whatever, I go to these 2 moves every day, throughout the day. And I keep record of it, and I'll write it down. I want to try to get at least 20 sets of one or the other. Maybe 13 or 14 sets of wrist rolls forward and backwards. Maybe 20 sets reverse wrist curls. That's every workout, so I never leave that out. Just making my wrist strong.
Nice. It's a lot of volume. Good stuff.
And Jody, of course, asks, Jody Williams says, are we going to see Wayne versus Morocco Part 2?
Well, nobody's contacted me about that, but
No one wants to see that.
yeah, I mean, I'd do it, whatever. I mean, I didn't mind. I mean, I just kind of done it for a friendly match for Dave. But I've been hearing, through the grapevine that well, of course you hear me a pickup, possibly a rematch of me and Matt, which is something I was really looking forward to. But I don't know if that'll happen or not. But I mean, I don't understand why not. Explain this to me. Probably 250,000 people saw me pinning 3 times. All right. Tell me that wouldn't get a lot of ratings for a rematch in the WL. So I just don't understand why I haven't got the call yet,
I don't know why you want it.
I guess just to shut up everybody that's saying that it was, he wasn't prepared or wasn't ready for the match, I guess. But I
think it's a fun match, but I think there's lots more out there for you.
Who are we talking about? I missed that.
We're talking about a possible rematch in WAL against Matt Mask.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think there's way more exciting things they could even possibly use that footage to pump up the next match. But I haven't gotten a call from WAL. Have you?
I haven't heard nothing. I mean, they're talking about Eddie Hall, from England that's never did nothing for the arm wrestling community. He's got a call before me, and I'm watching videos of this guy, and I'm thinking, man, he would have no chance against me. He's in there before I am. It's all about ratings. That's why I was saying, hey, look, if it's all about ratings, apparently, yeah, me and Matt Mass Part 2 would definitely, it could even be a main event because, hey, did this really happen or not? I know what I did. I know I was strong, but there's a lot of people that watch, oh, he's having a bad day, this, that, that. I'm up for the challenge. Whoever they want to put me up against, I've said it before many times. I know everybody would think I'm crazy, but I always think that I would, do good against Dave Casey. I'm sure I'll get some laughs out of that, but just give me time. I'll see what I can do, But you never leave a good top roller out. Don't count him out of the fight till it happens,
Yeah, I agree with you. For me, I would probably want to see even a match with another top tier heavyweight. Yeah, pretty much anybody. But you got some bigger fish to fry coming up here. I understand you took a big match in August. You still with us, Wayne?
Yeah. I was waiting on you to announce the guy.
You go ahead and tell the people what's happening in August.
August 8th, you will see me, yours truly, and Ryan Espy. 3 out of 5 WL rules, and it should be a good match. So everybody tune in, check it out.
And
is that in Red Deer?
That's in Red Deer on the Friday night.
See,
because there's literally no more room for any matches on the Saturday. So we're pulling on the Friday.
Yeah, I love that matchup. You're a little bit more seasoned. Your name's a little bit bigger, but he's right dominant, and I assume it's a right arm match, right?
Yeah.
Actually,
I almost say that Wayne's slightly favored, only because it's right-handed, and stylistically you're giving up a little bit of leverage. Wayne, what are you, 6'6"?
6'6". I weighed in at 319 at the doctor 2 days ago.
Wow.
We really close.
Yeah, so there you go. Ryan's giving up a little bit of height and leverage, so that's rare for him. And it's his game. You might be a little bit quicker, but I think Wayne's hand might be a little bit stronger. But that's a great matchup. I think everyone wants to see that.
Wait a minute, are you saying his game because he's a top roller? Or
yeah, you're both top rollers, except
we can agree right now that we're both going to top roll, not try to hook. Is that what you're saying, or?
I'm saying that your style is similar to Ryan's style, except he's a little bit quicker and craftier, and your back pressure is more raw, and I think you have stronger hands slightly, which is, It'll go straps.
I think news because I watched you guys a couple of weeks ago and Ryan was saying that he was going to pull me inside. And I'm thinking, oh damn, I gotta defend the hip now and all this crap. So if he's gonna try to top roll me, yeah, I keep training like I'm training, and we'll see what can happen because I think that favors me a little bit. We'll have to see. But, maybe he can shut me up and shut my big mouth. But I'm saying right now, if that would favor me if he tries to go up high with me, we'll see.
I can tell you with absolute confidence that it is probably going to be more of an inside than an outside match.
Damn.
3-0 Wayne.
Okay, copy.
Man, Dave's a good stopper. Dave. One thing Dave's good is Dave Morocco's a good stopper against rollers, and he couldn't. He was man. I think if you're looking to hook Wayne, you're in a lot of trouble. I think you need to be quicker in the strap. I think you need to be higher. Have something on the. I don't know, man. I think that's a tough match if you're trying to hook him, and you're not known as a defensive hooker.
Well, it says anything about being defensive.
Oh man,
that's all BJ Sakakis. I mean,
it's a great matchup.
He would try to top roll me, and even when I was in college for 2 years and got out of the game, anytime we'd pull, he couldn't top roll me. And he went down and started working with the guys in Louisiana and got a real good hook and started hooking me and beating me. He said, I'll never try to top roll you again. And for a while there, he just handed my butt to me. When I got out of college, I said, hey, look, I got to get back in the gym and get strong and everything. But I had to kind of change over to a low-hand top roll versus my post because it didn't matter. He was just taking me in there and beating me. But now, my hook's a lot better. I'm able to pull with BJ in a hook. Before I couldn't. That's something I worked on as well. I'm not saying I'm no John Bezink by no means in the hook, but I mean, it's a lot better, but I'd definitely rather be outside if I can. I'm feeling more comfortable there.
Well, the thing is, the problem that is with our match, and the problem for me to overcome is the fact that, and I've experienced this when I've pulled Matt, the leverage is so different and there's not enough pad to effectively try and use a posting top roll, depending on how strong his hand and wrist are going to be. So there needs to be some other strategy adjustments that need to occur for me in that match.
Correct. Right. That's where risk is in. I mean,
you're a little muffled again there, Wayne.
I'm sorry, man. I'm seeing. I don't want to lose you, but let me know when it's okay.
It's okay right now.
Okay.
That's better.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, when I change my style up, I don't really have a lot of trouble with that. I think round 2 of me and Matt Mask, a lot of people said it was an elbow foul, but if you go back and look at arm wrestling TV, you can see it from a little better angle. Yeah, I was right there on the edge, but I mean, I don't think I had come off the back.
Now, did it feel like Matt ever tried to adjust his style at all, or did he just try to do the same thing 3 times?
No, it felt the same every time. The second time, I had to buckle. I'm sorry. Yeah, the second time I had to buckle. So I think he was so confident the first match, he didn't even try to get that side of the table, which worked out great for me. So, he got the buckle first and third match. Second match, I mean, he was way over my hand. I mean, it was like an inch. And I told the referee, whoa, wait a damn minute, this ain't going to get it. So we readjusted. We got really close. And he was still able to get over my hand enough to tape me, but I was able to stop him. But that's probably where all that back pressure come in. I about went off the back of the pad. But, yeah, felt a lot stronger that match for sure. But, anytime that he got the buckle, I mean, I just felt a lot more powerful.
That's interesting. That would be – I'm going to have a busy summer. So for me personally, yeah. I've got – if the WAL calls, I'm going to have that. And as you will also have that if the WAL calls. I am assuming that whoever they give you, the answer is yes. Would that be accurate to assume?
Oh yeah, I mean, and don't get me wrong, I don't know why they would, but I mean, I've heard comments that they might throw me to the wolves. You know, they might throw me to somebody that I'm not very good against. I don't know. I mean, you'd think that you'd want new guys and new stars to come in there, and everything, but I don't know. I've heard talks about this guy and that guy and the other guy, and I've heard Matt Math. Haven't heard a word about Barboza.
Who the fuck would be a wolf for you? I mean, I can't see anyone. I think Dave's a tough matchup for you only because Dave's really, really good at setting a hook. Other than Dave.
Well, the comment said it, man, and that's who I was thinking of is Jerry Caderet presents an interesting challenge for Wayne, I think.
Well, it's interesting only because Jerry doesn't need his hand, and Wayne's going to eat up hand. Wayne eats up hands, but that's a tough matchup for Wayne. But you take Jerry because of his move. You take Dave's out of wall right now, and Michael Todd because of his junk move. You take even Mike. I think if you know how to adjust with your hand, I think Mike's in a lot of trouble with you. I think your height, your style can give Michael Todd a shitload of problems if you know if someone coaches you on how to micro adjust and keep high and not let him get what he wants, and you can press with your height. I'm sure you have a tremendous press as well. I don't think there's any matchup for you where you're like, oh my God, you're fucked.
Well, let's call this match, Gobby. What if you put Wayne Withers versus Devin Larratt?
I think Devin's favored because of the trickery and bullshit. Straight up match, straight up, good roughing, no fucking around. I think he's in trouble. I think Devin has the ability, if his elbow is healed, I think he has the ability to stop Wayne. He's great at stopping. But if he cannot stop Wayne in a hook, fucked. Looking at Kings moving, you're looking at ugly shit. You're looking at trying to do something and just bleed Wayne right out. Yeah. Sorry, not Dave. Bleed Wayne right out. And I'm not saying Dave can't take losses. I'm just saying straight up decent reffing. Wayne is not an underdog, a tremendous underdog to anyone after what he did with Mask. And I know Dave Morocco's not a super elite arm wrestler, but he just destroyed him. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is, I don't think anyone is. I don't think you're throwing Wayne to the wolves with anyone. I think he can hold his own because of his tremendous back pressure and hand and wrist. I just don't. I see a lot of bullshit and trickery beating him, as what we've seen often in Wall.
Yeah, Wayne, that's the problem. I kind of agree with Gobby here. I don't think there is a wolf out there for you. It's kind of whoever at this point making entertaining matches. I mean, they talked about Hutchings for me, but they might be talking about Hutchings for you too. Who knows?
I think with Hutchings, I've done a little research. I think that the difference in me and Matt Mass is the wrist, and I think that if I can just take that wrist that much closer to the pad, that I could get the win. I'm not as fast as Matt Mass, but if I can dump his wrist and just lay down, and touch the pad, I think I'm in good shape. Kind of like with me and Passmore. I didn't focus so much on beating Passmore's, arm as I did his hand.
Yeah. So, Wayne, we lost your audio altogether now.
Nothing?
Now I can hear you.
Got me?
Yeah.
I got you.
Your hands must be so goddamn big. They must just encapsulate.
You're just muffling the whole microphone. So
I would kind of try to pull Todd Hutchins like I did Paul Passmore. So where Passmore everybody was taking him over, but they couldn't finish him, and he was dragging them back out. Similar to Todd Hutchins. So I said, what if I concentrate on his hand completely instead of his arm? So that's what I tried to do, was dump his hand upside down to the point to where I was touching his fingers to the pin pad. And I never really moved his arm because his arm is strong as hell, So that's how I beat Passmore anytime I pulled him. But I would try to do the same thing with Todd Hutchins. I would try to take his hand, turn it completely upside down and touch the pin pad and not be real slow about it. Try to get it out the way real quick. But it's just different people's different styles, And I believe, too, Jerry Caderet would be a trouble for me. Probably I would just watch a lot of film on how John Brezink beat him over the years, and just try to study that. I mean, you definitely got to watch film on these guys. You can't go in there pulling Dave Chafee and think it's going to be the same thing versus Jerry Carteret.
Mhm.
You got to do homework no matter who you pull, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the guy for you to watch against Jerry would be Travis. The last time they pulled in WAL.
Yeah, because he just pressed the hell out of him. I was out in the crowd. I was one of the 24 competitors. I said, "Holy crap!" You know, because I don't think he had ever beat Jerry, and probably wouldn't have beat Jerry if he would have tried to top roll him.
Oh no, yeah, if he'd have tried.
So I mean, he had a real good game plan, and I think his game plan against Dave Chafee was to actually pin him before the go. And if you go back and look, that's exactly what he did. He pinned him before the go, got his blood circulating real good, and you know, got in Dave's head a little bit, and it was ball game. You know.
Yeah. We had a few big matches announced in the last week since the last show. We should talk about those a little bit. I guess the first one, did we talk about Chafee versus Lavon yet?
Briefly, I'm sure we it was confirmed prior to our last show, so I'm sure we touched on it. I mean, I'm sure we did. Huge matchup. Wayne, have you ever pulled with Dave? Have you practiced with Dave?
No, I made him at the WL in 16, but I've never pulled with him.
Yeah.
I think BJ had a match against him. I had to pull with Travis, but my God, I mean, at that time, I couldn't have competed with him whatsoever. But now, you know, I'm in a lot better shape than I was then. So I don't know. I mean, I just kind of, I mean, it's kind of like if it was me and Paul Passmore pulling. If I get to my top row, Paul has no chance. If he gets me in a hook, I have no chance. So it's going to be kind of the same thing with, you know, Lavon and Dave Chafee. So we just have to see who gets there maybe the quickest. But it just depends on how strong Lavon. I mean, it depends on how strong Dave's wrist is, or can he get inside quick enough? You know, Lavon can you know, if he can get outside real quick, I don't see no prayer for Dave. You know.
Yeah, it's the great unknown. But WAL has started pumping out matches now. So we got Jamie Sheldon and Adam Wilmot announced. We kind of thought that match would happen. Weren't sure if it would happen at 601, but here we are. What do you guys think of Wilmot versus Sheldon? I already posted my pick to win, but you guys go ahead.
Go ahead, Wayne.
I picked Jamie hands down. I mean, he just got too much experience, and I think he'll take him. Mm-hmm. I've seen him beat Corey Miller. I've seen him beat the best in the business. So that's my pick. I mean, I may be wrong. I mean, I did enough homework on the other guy, but we'll see.
Yeah. Jamie's favorite. I kind of like this matchup better than Adam and Jeff, only because in my opinion, Jeff was going to hook that match anyway. This is a good matchup. I think Jamie has a little bit more arm and a little bit better strap game, which will give him the edge. But Adam is not out of this. I mean, if Adam comes in top form, and if the momentum at all slides towards Adam in this match, if he gets excited, if something happens positive for him and the momentum swings towards him, I don't think it goes back to Jamie. So I think it's like a 60-40. I don't think Adam's totally out of this, but Jamie definitely more refined puller, more balanced, better arm, better side pressure, better at stopping matches. Adam's more of a, you know, he's more committed high. But yeah, I love this matchup. I like this one a lot, and both have lightning personalities, right? Both are going to hype the shit out of this. They already started. Yeah. Whatever happens on the table is going to be electric. Yeah, I think it's a great matchup for Wall. I look forward to it.
I was picking Sheldon to win, and the one thing I notice about Adam is he listens to what everyone has to say. And I think it sometimes motivates him, but it sometimes maybe messes with him a little bit. Hard to say, but I mean, nobody gave him a shot in the Hale match. Nobody did. And I think he may be able to surprise some people in this one as well, but I'm thinking it's still going to be a Jamie Sheldon win, whatever the count on the other side looks like. Who knows? But I think Jamie moves on.
Mm-hmm.
But You don't. Yeah, we'll
I
know.
was 90-1 underdog against Matt, and I mean, you don't know what this guy's doing to prepare for Jamie. I mean, he might be in the gym twice as much, so you just never know to pick on who to pick. I mean, unless it's some amateurs ain't there pulling against Michael Todd, yeah, you put your money on Michael Todd, but I mean, my God, I mean, nowadays it gets so much more publicity in arm wrestling that you just don't know what these guys are doing, to prepare.
Yeah.
There was go on, Gabi. I'll chime in on this after a comment.
I also think there's another variable. We talked in the last show about when we were talking about with Mike talking about drugs, and I said Jamie's a user. I don't really believe he's a user. He can very easily be natural. He probably is, because he calls himself the natural. I just like to poke the irony. But Adam,
did he take offense to that?
No, I don't think he did.
No, I don't. It was a play on his nickname.
No. Yeah, he's pretty good at taking my stuff. He doesn't trigger easy. He seems pretty confident, knows who he is. Now Adam gets this right. If he gets his cycle right, and Jamie is in fact natural, I mean, fuck man, Adam's a fucking wild card, man. He can get blown up. I think I can beat him on some days with my right, and other times, I don't think I can even come close to him. I think he's a black and white guy, and which makes it fucking exciting because he can get lit up by Jamie 3-0. He can fucking win this. Like, he can. I've seen him destroy Dan Belfley from Ontario, and I've seen him do crazy things. I just think if his confidence is up and he feels good and his cycle is on par, I think he can fucking win this. And it's exciting because if he does get a match, if he does stop it, and it's exciting shit, man. It's good TV. He's not boring. He's, regardless of what he wins or loses, post interview, pre interview, he's an exciting cat. And I think Wall got this one right. It's an interesting matchup.
There was you guys listen to the WAL This Week podcast?
No.
Well, this last week, Abby Chahoud, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Mendogas Terrasitis apparently is coming to WAL.
Wow.
And he basically roasted every single lightweight on the whole roster of WAL.
I like him already.
And he did it with a calm tone and basically picked apart everybody. I think the only guy he paid respect to was Giannis. And even then claims he will, in fact, take the match. So how do you see Mendogas matching up with anyone on the lightweight roster competitively?
Man, this is an awesome subject because a lot of people claim that Europeans are on a different level. And I think they are on a different level. But every time a super heavyweight European comes over to Arnold's, or he doesn't do as well as perceived. And that's because I think North America has some really good super heavyweights that can pull with anyone on earth. But when it comes to light and middleweight classes, I don't think North America can touch. We've seen Corey Miller go to Worlds and get lit up. We've seen Jeff Hale go to Worlds and get lit up. For every one tiered 4 we have in North America, they have 15. And this guy's a stud over there. I think he lights up Wall. Of course, he's not used to pulling loose rules, right? So we don't know what can happen. But I like his confidence, and I don't think he's wrong. This guy tortures the whole lightweight division. Do we consider Tony Kotowski lightweight? Like, this guy's pretty lean and thin. And
it's tough to say if Tony's lightweight.
Tony walking around. Yeah, if he's walking around at 205 and get down to 165, Tony's the wild card because he has such a big frame and walks around at 205.
I think the problem is that Tony might be out for a little while due to some injuries and stuff, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Wayne, do you follow the lightweight class in WAL?
Not a lot, guys.
These guys we're talking about are like the studs of European arm wrestling. So not only do you have Giannis coming back, Mendogas coming, but you also have Engin Terzi, who's possibly coming over to WAL. So those 3 guys alone could change the entire landscape of the entire class right now. This division could look completely different at the end of this season.
Oh yeah. I mean, you mentioned Tony a while ago. Tony is an example, I think, of what I did. I mean, look at the guy. You know, you had to have Justin Bishop and a few others favored in 16. And Tony went out pretty quick in 15. He come back, trained all year and went through everybody right in left hand. So, yeah, I mean, you can't count these guys out, especially if they're from Europe and they're training ungodly more than we are. Because what I understand, if I'm not mistaken, guys, you don't even have to have a job over there. I mean, if you arm wrestle, they'll pay you. So, I mean,
That's a true story.
to beat those guys.
Not in every country, but in some of them, that is true.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
So Lavon's job is arm wrestling.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, it makes them really hard to beat. I mean, I have a job that's just tailor made for what I do. You know, I work 7 on and 7 off, and I work night shift. A lot of times at night, I don't have a lot going on. I work refrigeration, so I got weights at work, and the whole week I'm off, I can train them. That's very unusual here. Most people 6-7 days a week working, and you don't feel like going hitting the gym 2 or 3 hours a night if you drove a truck 12 hours a day. Nobody wants to do that, So I can kind of relate to what the guys in Europe are doing a little bit, but nothing like being able to just call it my full-time job.
Well, you could always move to Kazakhstan and get paid to be an arm wrestler. That's an option because Angrabayev he's Kazakhstan, correct, Gabi? Angrabayev?
Yeah.
Didn't he get there was some footage of him when he got back from winning that one match in the top 8 last year, and there was a brand new Toyota Tundra waiting for him in the driveway.
I think he's bigger in Kazakhstan than Tom Brady is in New England. Like, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, I've heard that. Like, I think these, I'm not going to say impoverished, but these less refined countries seem to really gravitate towards individual power sports. Like, it's they're calling. And this guy, from everything I've seen, he's a fucking god in that country. But he's a tremendous arm wrestler too. He's been arm wrestling from a young age, takes it serious, and good for him, man. Anyone that can get their life paid for arm wrestling, kudos to you.
Comment in the comments section, it said Lavon made around $80,000 plus a new apartment, so he got like a high-end luxury flat given to him in his wherever he's from, in Republic of Georgia.
Why am I seeing that guy eat at McDonald's on his training videos if he's worth that much money, man? I'd be at Applebee's.
McDonald's, delicious.
Yeah. Olive Garden every day. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Of all the things you could have said, Gabi, you picked the Olive Garden.
It's ironical, man.
You gotta have that pasta and bread, I mean, gives you carbs, you can work out harder,
Yeah. So we got the next match. We got our Canadian boy, BLM, taking on Ryan Bowen. It happened. They were talking trash to each other on the WAL This Week podcast. All of a sudden, Bowen says, you know what? All of a sudden, I don't want Justin Bishop so bad anymore. I want BLM. So BLM is pulling Ryan Bowen. You guys must have some opinions on that match.
Go ahead, Wayne.
I haven't even heard he was pulling him. But last I heard it was Justin Bishop. But
it was like yesterday that it was announced.
No, I haven't heard nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the guy's a skilled arm wrestler, Ryan is. I mean, everybody had the money on chance when he pulled down in Florida, but the way he just sat back and rised up and got his hand high, I think that he's a dangerous opponent for anybody. I don't count him out no matter who he pulls. I mean, yeah, he trained with Tadzilla for a while, and of course, I think Chris touched on it. You can't get Tadzilla strong in a few months of training, but I think he's going to keep that up. Definitely, he has to. It's on his show. The monkey's on his back. He's got these talk shows. He's live on the radio all the time. So I say nothing but the best for Ryan in the future. You have to keep it up. So yeah. I don't count him out.
Well, there was a comment in the comments section says Ryan is in a good spot. He will win easily. I do not believe that to be the case. I don't know how BLM's going to do with Bowen. This is a match that I struggle to make a prediction with because Bowen, I've been wrong about him every single time. I backed him when he went to Zloty, and I bet against him when he went against Chance. And BLM, I have nothing to measure BLM against because BLM has not pulled the guys that are sitting at that level in quite some time. Not for lack of trying. I don't think he's gone to those bigger events and pulled. You can say he pulled that 400 or LPJ or whatever. It's not the same thing. I don't know what's going to happen in that match. I know Bowen thinks he wants to make BLM quit. I don't know if that's he might upset the whole party, man. BLM might take the match.
It's a matchup of the two biggest self-promoters in the sport. If we look at Ryan's history when he beat Evan, Evan made mistakes. When we look at he beat Alan, that was a good win, but that was matchup problems for Alan. And then we see him against Chance. Either Chance was drunk or ate too many stupid sandwiches that morning because Chance did not arm wrestle well. And Chance is an excellent arm wrestler. But Brendan, he's a fellow Canadian. I've followed him for years, and he doesn't get out and arm wrestle. He got smoked by Lynn years ago. Lynn's a powerhouse. He chased RVJ. RVJ decided not to pull in that event in Boston. But this is one matchup where Ryan will not be able to exploit the lack of arm wrestling acumen from his opponent. I love this fucking matchup because one of them is going to eat crow. One of these guys is going to have to leave this match eating crow. Brendan's an amazing, one of the best arm wrestlers at adjusting. He's got a world of stamina in any position. He can stop matches in the hook. He can roll. He can press. He can fucking do everything. The only thing he lacks is that elite level of horsepower. But guess what? Ryan doesn't have that either. So this match, I think this is, every match has to be long. Every match has to be like 45 plus seconds with it adjusting. And this isn't a typical power on power matchup, but this is an interesting fucking matchup for arm wrestling. Arm wrestling, people that study arm wrestling, this is an amazing matchup. And I look forward to it. Who's favorite? I'm going to favor Brendan only because he's slightly bigger. He's the bigger guy, trains with a bigger frame, which means his tendons are probably a little bit stronger, his arms a little bit stronger. What Ryan needs to do to win, I don't think he can exploit off Brendan. He's one of the few people he can't exploit off. But I mean, shit, this is like a 52% to 48% type deal. This can easily go anyway. I just like the fact that one of them's going to lose. But I think this is Brendan's match to lose. I favor him slightly. And again, what's Brendan's kryptonite? It's power, side pressure. What Paul Lynn has in spades. Ryan Bowen doesn't have that. He has it versus maybe a 190-pound guy. Brendan's been up to 235. Now he's sitting around 205, leaner and better shape. But when a guy's been sitting around 235 for the trajectory of his growth and evolution in the sport, that pays dividends on his arm. And I don't see Ryan taking advantage of his arm. So that leaves, can he take advantage of his lack of arm wrestling IQ or his hand? And I don't think he can. So I see Brendan winning these matches, but this is like 6-7 minutes of arm wrestling in a 3 out of 5. This is a long arm wrestling series.
I think the long match favors Bowen, actually. I think he's wanting to play that game.
Wouldn't surprise me if he wins. They're both highly intelligent, highly adaptable arm wrestlers that adapt to their opponents, take advantage of their opponent's lack of patience, lack of strength, lack of fundamentals. I don't know. This is an amazing matchup to watch. Super exciting. Yeah. Brendan's a bigger version of Ryan. 2 inches taller, slightly longer hand. They can both hook. They can both roll. They can do a lot of things. I just think Brendan's a little bit more of everything.
It's a fun match, man.
It is, man. And look for it to be loud, and look for it to be, look kind of like Jamie and Adam. Look for a lot of drama and all the stuff that I criticize Wall over. Man, there's some good hype here. Make it incredibly interesting. Wayne's an awesome fucking arm wrestler. But if Wayne would slap tables more and yell at people and be more of an asshole online, Wayne would have a Wall matchup. That's the reality of Wall, and that kind of sucks. It doesn't, which is why Dave went to Europe, because they don't favor, that league does not favor the gentleman who just shows up in arm wrestlers and shows respect to his opponent. It doesn't. They want the drama, they want the bullshit.
It sucks because the WL is tailor made for me. The way it sets up, the way you sit up at the table, it's balls to the wall.
Yeah. There's
no way to
deep pads.
There's no way around it. All right, now take this for instance. Everybody talks about my match with Michaello. Every time that guy has pinned me, it was in a USAA setup. Now think about it. I lower my hand, you can squeeze, you can load, and it takes a lot out of me. In a WL setup, it's going to be a little different. But we'll let the WL decide on who I'm going to pull or whatever. I love you, Big Mike. Not taking nothing away from you, but it'll be a little different if you try to take my hand in a press in a WL setup versus USAA. So that's what I love about the WL. That's why I'm trying. Just take for instance, they're doing the World Qualifier March 14th in Alabama. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to hang out and drink a few beers with my buddies. I'm not going to pull because it's USAA. And like I said, I just don't pull like that. My brain can't compensate around that style of pulling. And if it's WF or WL, I'm good. There's a lot of different things there that I just don't like.
So just so you know, Gabi, Wayne asked specifically for WAL setups in our match.
I don't blame him. The deep pad going back favors his style.
I don't know if the pad's going to change. It's the setup itself. I don't know if we have the longer pad.
If we don't get it,
I'm kind of surprised, Wayne, you like the setup only because it's easier for a guy to get out of your hand in the Wall setup because he can. There's a ref script, right? So if a guy wants to bail out of your hand and get straps, he will.
We don't even need to bail out. I can just delay the match for 30 seconds if I want the strap.
Yeah, I mean, and I have to believe that anyone on earth pulling you, Wayne, is in better shape with the strap than without the strap because of your length and hand. But you conceivably you can love the strap as well. I
feel a lot better in the strap. So if Ryan wants to go strap every match, I'm fine with that. When Dave asked for that, I didn't tell nobody, and all my guys in Mississippi knew that was like bringing a pigeon to the cat. Because I just feel better in the strap, and I feel better in the WL setup. I don't like the way in the USA they lower my hand real low. I know I do a low hand top roll, but I try to start out kind of high. Low hand top roll, you're not really wanting to start out really low. You want to come in and rise and then go backwards. But I hate the setup. I don't like it. The WL, I feel fine, and definitely Ryan, when I pull you, I'm going to be looking for the slip. I want the strap against you. So
maybe you just have. I was thinking your hand was your strongest quality. Maybe your back pressures. Maybe that's why you love the strap. Maybe your back pressure is that insane. It's hard to tell, but
I pull the strap. I don't really use my fingers whatsoever.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Wall setup, you're allowed to. You can get conceivably higher than you can with USAA. So I can see that being someone of your height with tremendous back pressure. I can see that being an advantage. I see it.
Right.
I have two things I need to cover before we get off the air here, guys. But this one is a question and I find this interesting because I heard this statement made. BLM said, and I heard him say this on the WL This Week podcast, that he is the fourth strongest arm wrestler in Canada, followed by myself, Matt, and in no particular order, myself, Matt, and Devin. He considers him to be the fourth place guy in Canada. What do you guys think about that?
So when we say strength, we see like top arm wrestler, or are we talking like
top arm wrestler? I mean, there's lots of guys out there that can.
There's your match, Gabby, right there. I mean, you got to take it. You know, show
Um,
that you know.
yeah. Matt smokes him. Sylvain Perron.
Well, he gave it up. He said Matt, myself, and Devin are stronger than him, and he's talking arm wrestling.
Um,
But I mean, you got Sylvain, yes,
I mean,
potentially Len Houghton, Earl Wilson, Mike, like the wherever these guys are at, Mike Gould, uh,
yeah,
great
it's
boys if he trains for 6 months.
yeah. And I don't think he believes that. Like, I don't. That's part of like self promotion, like saying shit out there that just gets people's attention and comes off as confidence when ultimately it's stupidity. He doesn't believe that, because if he believed that, he would put up absurd amount of money of his own money going around arm wrestling as an underdog, but he doesn't. He wouldn't challenge Earl Wilson. He wouldn't challenge Mike Gould. Couldn't take their hand. Couldn't deal with their arm. Greg Boyce is another one. Who am I thinking out east from Nova Scotia? Mark McPhail. I mean, come on, man. You're telling me he's favorite? Come on. I know he has wins on him, but super match. Mark doesn't need his hand. I'm not saying he doesn't beat Mark. I'm just saying there's people we have to talk about. And who is Brendan beaten? Like, again, because of self promotion, he has this homage about him that he's like this super stud. But look at his. I always say, if you want to talk about what kind of arm wrestler a guy is, look at his history of wins. Who has he beaten? He pulled Paul in and lost. Who the fuck is he beaten? Like, he won Canadian Nationals, or Ryan's won 400 of those. Like, you don't have to be an elite arm wrestler to win, Canadian Nationals. It's ultimate,
You have to be elite to win consistently.
Yes. Yeah.
To win one or two national titles, there is the anomalies, and that happened the first year I won, taking nothing away from Jose Plant when I beat him in the final. But Earl Wilson, Mike Gould, Len Houghton were not there.
Here's one. Here's a good one. Justin Major fucking killed Brendan. Okay.
But that's the thing. Brendan claimed he has never lost to Justin Major.
Yeah. And so you say, well, okay, where'd you beat him? Well, he'll say, he'll use situations like this fair tournament where the reffing was shitty and maybe Justin practiced 2 nights before. Like, show me where you beat Justin with money on the line. I just, you can say shit. Like, fuck, man. But
can BLM beat the Kodiak?
Boschme? I'll beat that fucking guy. That guy's a joke.
Chris. I'll take Chris.
That guy's a joke. But yeah, so yes, he can beat him. But yeah, I have him in top 10, maybe top 10 overall right-handed arm wrestlers in Canada. Poor Wayne's thinking, who the fuck's in Canada? Like, Wayne knows you and Devin probably.
He knows Matt.
Yeah, of course he knows
Matt. How that went.
Yeah. But no, it's a ridiculous comment, but I like bold, ridiculous comments. It allows us to talk about it. So, nice comment. I don't buy it.
That's a good comment. And the follow-up question is, can BLM beat Joe Fox? Well, Joe is much, much smaller than BLM. Like, it's a different 3 weight classes apart.
Yeah. That's ridiculous. We have to compare apples to apples here. But
now we're getting some good troll comments about BLM versus Todd Zilla or BLM versus Arsen Liliev in his prime.
See, that's what I mean. The guy's resume of wins is very unimpressive, but it just shows you that if you run your mouth enough and you're loud enough on social media, you can up your status. I'd like to ship my book on how to be a colossal asshole on Facebook to Wayne so he can run through a couple of chapters and piss off enough people where Wall calls him up and say, yeah, we need your personality up on here. But,
maybe you could coach me.
Yeah, I'd fucking you put my fucking assholeness and personality in your body and your hand and back pressure, dude. We're all we do is travel and arm wrestle. That's all we'll do.
Hey, this is a good question on what I'm thinking is good. Who has better side pressure, if you had a dream match between Dave Chafee and Todd Hutchins, who pulls the other one down sideways?
Pure side pressure,
Yeah.
Hutchings.
Man,
Hutchins?
that's a wicked fucking question. I'll tell you why. There's two types of side pressure. When the side pressure you're talking about, I think is if we put their wrists together, if they like they're both in a defensive hook and they lock their wrists together and they both go sideways, Todd has more. Dave's side pressure is linked to Dave having a high hook. Okay, Todd's which means it's leverage based. Todd's side pressure is when he loses shit and his hand is flat on the defensive side. That is pure side pressure. That's coming from shoulder and elbow with zero hand leverage. So to answer your question, if it's straight up side pressure, it's Todd. The answer is Todd. No one has his level of raw side pressure. No one.
And every time I try to do his exercise in the gym, I get hurt. I can't do that. It's crazy because my arm wrestle, I'm going this way. But when I try to do what he's doing, I hurt something in my arm, so I have to go back. I had to go get the Bengay out the car and go back to what I normally do. That dude's crazy.
That's why when my partner in crime, Ryan, claimed he was going to develop 400 pounds of side pressure off a cable, and I said, I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying because your arm is so fucking long and the table is not geared for a man 6'4", 6'5", 6'6" to go sideways. Because you cannot get when I go sideways, my pec and shoulder girdle are absorbing so much that my elbow, the pressure on my elbow is minimized somewhat. When a guy 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", like you guys decides to go straight side pressure, sideways down on the table, because the table is fucking around your waist, you don't have the shoulder and pec support I might have, and it's so much more on your elbow. And that's why guys that are that tall trying to develop side pressure is ridiculous. I find you're going to kill your elbow. You're built to go backwards, back and then side. You're not built to go straight side. It'll kill your elbow.
400 pounds, Gabi.
What's that?
400.
Didn't I say 400?
Yeah, 400.
And where are you at?
420.
Fuck off, you are.
Wait a minute, man.
Fuck off, you are.
I'm out of my weight
If
class.
you are, I would have gotten videos tagged. I would have been fucking. You would have fucking sent me emails and messages. And
You got 420
420
pounds of side pressure. That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah, I got. I can fake that video.
But it just doesn't make sense that you would try to do that. You know?
I want to tell you guys about what my summer looks like because there's an event announcement in here. So Nationals in July. August, we got the big event in Red Deer. So I'm pulling Wayne on the Friday, and then I got the four-way with Passmore, Badgent, and Topi on the Saturday. I got a thing with Cody Merritt a couple weeks after that. But remember the Mark Davies Classic that we were promoting, Gabi? The memorial tournament for Raise Money for His Kids. Well, this year there is an upgrade to that, and it's going to be a round-robin event that's held different weight classes, different days, with cash prizes up for grabs. I'm going to be participating in that in December, but it's going to take place with a lot of special guests. I believe Badgett is confirmed already.
Wow.
And it's a right and a left. So there's some big names coming, and watch for announcements pertaining to that event. And Wayne, you probably will get an invite to that as well, I would think, at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure, guys. Yeah, I was just out on the porch the other morning, and I contacted Jeff, and I said, "Hey, can you get me a match at this Canada tournament? It looks pretty cool." He said, "Give me 2 seconds." So he said, "Okay, you pulling around this?" I said, "Okay, great." So yeah, it didn't take long, but yeah, I wanted to come there because all the talent's going to be there. It's a charity event and everything. The only thing that's got me concerned, I don't think this will happen, but the WL has an event August 11th. Which is real close. I'm assuming the WBS will give me a match somewhere around May or June, and that'll probably be it for me for the year. But who knows what'll happen? But no matter what, I'll be in Canada August 8th. For the home wrestling match, of course. But they're just not telling me nothing. I mean, my God, come on, guys, let me know who I got to pull. It don't take that long to figure it out,
No,
the qualifier in July, that was what, my God, an eon ago. So give me a call,
Yeah, they're trickling those out, and a lot of people are getting a little bit upset about it, but that's how it goes. I mean, that's business. You pump them all out there at once. You don't give the couple of guys that are in the lower card to promote their matches at all. So I don't know. I think it's going to be exciting. I don't know what the other 3 or 4 matches are going to look like. Maybe you're going to get a call yet, Wayne. Maybe I'm going to get a call yet. We'll see what happens.
Who knows?
Actually, you know what? We're not getting a call for 601. I mean, they've decided who they want already. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
Apparently, tomorrow at 2:00 in the afternoon, we're going to see the next match get announced.
Okay. So May. Well, I'm not in that card either, because I would assume if I was in that card, I would have got a call from Jamie or somebody from the WL by now. So, and it may stretch you.
Yeah, you would have. I think they've got that one all lined up.
Let me give you some advice, Wayne. In August, when you pull Ryan, after you beat him 3-0, slap the table and yell. Maybe even flex. That'll help your chances, and you'll be in wall next year. I almost guarantee it. You
got to really get across the table and yell in my face.
I've been watching
the whole crowd. And
take off your shirt, flex, do something.
Yeah, if I take off my shirt, I mean, they might turn the camera away, but I mean, I'll do something, you know.
And Wayne, I heard, are you a vegetarian?
Oh, from time to time. I mean,
somebody told me you're a vegetarian.
Well, I can't be all the time because
is that legal in Mississippi? Is that even legal in Mississippi?
I don't think so, guys. Anywhere you go down here, I don't know about other states, but anywhere you go, it just sells garbage to eat. I mean, fried foods, everything you can think of. But before I pulled Matt for 2 months, it was pretty much broccoli, rice, peas, greens. Before I pulled Dave for 2 months, it was no caffeine, not much sugar, no dairy, no milk, no cheese, no meat whatsoever. It was just beans and rice and stuff like that, which is loaded with protein. And I like to say, I work refrigeration and chicken processing plant. And of course, if you have a heart attack, the doctor will tell you no more red meat. They're not going to tell you before that because, you know, it's a big money situation, but they'll tell you no more red meat or whatever. And I can tell you from experience, the stuff that comes out of them chickens, the chemicals I put in refrigeration is very bad for you. I'll just go ahead and give you the heads up. But no, I don't always do that because if you get out on the road or sometimes, you know, you're just being lazy about it, yeah, you've got to eat stuff like that. But yeah, I feel a lot better after a few weeks of getting off of all that stuff. I really do.
Excellent.
So yeah, I was 125% vegan when I beat Matt Math. So anybody that thinks that you got to eat meat to be strong, no. Same way with Dave Morocco, no meat whatsoever.
Love it.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, gentlemen, let's call it a show today.
All right, guys.
Wayne, thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate it very much.
Yeah, pleasure to finally meet you and talk with you, Wayne. I'm a big fan, and I hope you fucking kick ass moving forward. Big fan coming.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Chris. So you guys have me back anytime you want me. Thanks, Ryan. I'll be looking forward to pulling you in August.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. We need to get on the internet and really talk shit to each other so we build it up.
Oh, yeah, it sure is.
You guys need to take my online course. It's free. I'll send it to you.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen.
Can you do that in payments, Chris?
Yeah.
Oh, I always got credit in Mississippi. That's all we got. We don't got no cash.
And FYI for next week, Gobby, the promoter himself, Jeff Frank, coming on to talk about the Red Deer Charity Classic.
Good call. That's huge. Yeah. Everyone will want to hear him.
We'll be lining that up for next week. Gentlemen, you enjoy the rest of your day. And thank you for watching.
Nice.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Take it easy, guys. Take care, Wayne.